morning, EU Germany donates equipment to ECOWAS Commission. As part of efforts to ensure effective service delivery at the Economic Community for West African States Commission, the European Union and the Foreign Aid Agency of the German government, Deutsche Fit International Zumbase, added over into IT equipment to the Commission. The EU and GIS donated the equipment to the Commission on Friday in Abuja at the official launch of the EU-funded institutional support to ECOWAS program, which is aimed at enhancing the effectiveness, efficiency, and impact of the EU aid in West Africa. The equipment will help the Commission meet international best practice standards in order to assess financial and other support from the EU and other world donor agencies and foreign aid governments. The head of cooperation of the EU delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Mrs. Cecile Tassin-Pelzer, said that the program was developed to train internal personnel who will in turn staff of the Commission. She explained that the internal trainers will support in conducting regular training for all the new staff of ECOWAS institution. She said this is a 4.85 million euro program, also co-funded by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Operation and Development and implemented by the GIS. Today we shall be handing over equipment purchased under the program to support the training center and celebrate the graduate of the center's first set on internal ECOWAS trainers. The institutional support program, which we are launching today, was developed as a follow-up to previous programs to strengthen the public finance management and institutionalize reforms initiated by ECOWAS. The program began in December 2020 and aims to ensure that the ECOWAS Commission, as well as the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, attain international standards in finance, audit, accounting, and human resource. This program has provided support for the validation process of revised ECOWAS staff relegation support towards the preparation of harmonized human resource policies and procedures, or as well as the drafting and validation of a new ECOWAS code of ethics. Also speaking of the event, the head of component institutional support for ECOWAS, ISE, Natalie Barr, said for several years, Germany has been supporting ECOWAS in strengthening their strategic management competences and their preparations for the EU pillar assessment. She said these are two areas of support go hand in hand and offer a great deal of potential for synergies. The pillar assessment is a very deep and thorough evaluation of the internal processes of an organization. It looks at all aspects of the inner workings and processes within an organization and allows it to better implement its objectives. She noted that a pillar-assessed ECOWAS Commission would achieve two major objectives. First, the Commission allow the Commission to independently implement funds from the European Union. It would thus increase both its independence but also its potential impact with more funding available to be used for these programs. Second, it will prove that the internal process of the Commission and compliance with international standards of, among other things, internal control and everything. So that will be that in our news. We'll be right back. Ukraine fearful Chivenko urges Italy to assist family, says others. Andriy Chivenko asked Italy to open its heart to Ukraine homeland in an emotional interview broadcast on Sunday night on one of the country's biggest current affairs TV programs. Speaking to Che Tempo Che Fa, an Italian public broadcast Rai, Chivenko held back the tears as he described the situation faced by his family near Ukraine's capital city, Kyiv. My mom, my sister, and other relatives of mine are still in Ukraine. I speak to them every way. It was their choice, he said. I can't look at what's happening to my country without crying. They tell me the truth of what's happening in Ukraine. Bombed cities, children, and old people killed. We need to try and convince Russia to cease fire, to find a diplomatic solution and stop this war. Former Ukraine striker Chivenko is a re-roof of fans of AC Milan after scoring over 170 goals for the Serie A club, winning a league title and the 2003 Champions League. The 45-year-old was on the program to promote a fundraising initiative led by the Italian Red Cross as part of the body's humanitarian efforts in Ukraine. When I arrived in Italy, the country opened its heart to me. You made me feel like one of you. I feel like it's my second home, he continued. Now I ask you, open your heart to my people, and we need your help. Make them feel like you made me feel. On our political news this morning, Ekiti APC governorship candidates counsel supporters on PVCs. The governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress in Ekiti State, Biodun Oyebanji, has called a party on party members and supporters to demonstrate their love for his candidacy and desire for victory in the June 18 election by registering and collecting the permanent voters card. Oyebanji urged his supporters and members of the APC to approach the Independent National Electoral Commission offices close to them and collect their PVCs in order to be eligible to vote for him. Adding that, I must say that we need aggressive vote education for our people to register and mobilize to get their PVCs to vote for us. The APC candidate, represented by former Commissioner for Environment Benga Agbeyo, who spoke in Ado Ekiti on Friday during the inauguration of the Situation Office of BAO Family Network, said it will strive to ensure all supporters were eligible to vote by having their PVCs. He lauded the vision of the BAO Family Network to secure at least 16,000 votes for the APC during the governorship election, with 1,000 votes in each of the 16 council areas of the state. Disclosing that the 85 support groups that had so far declared for him would be structured under BAO Anchor's organization for effective coordination and reward system. On our business news this morning, welcome back. We're sorry for the break in transmission. Ukraine-Russian war, Nigeria and others may face commodity supply disruption, says IMF on our business news this morning. The International Monetary Fund says countries that have very close economic links with Ukraine and Russia are at particular risk of scarcity and supply disruptions. It added that poor households across the world and would suffer from the increase in food and fuel prices as the Ukraine-Russia war persists. The Washington-based fund said this on Saturday in a press statement which was titled IMF Staff Statement on the Economic Impact of War in Ukraine. The statement read in part, countries that have very close economic links with Ukraine and Russia are at particular risk of scarcity and supply disruptions and are most affected by the increasing inflows of refugees. Reported that Russia is among Nigeria's top 10 import trade partners between the third quarter of 2020 and the corresponding period in 2021, with a total import trade value of 993.838 billion naira. The IMF Executive Board further lamented the tragic loss of life, human suffering, and the ongoing massive damage to Ukraine's physical infrastructure, adding that over a million refugees were in neighboring countries. According to the statements, the economic consequences are dire for the world as there is a surge in energy and commodity prices. while the situation remains highly fluid and the outlook is subject to extraordinary uncertainty, the economic consequences are already very serious. Energy and commodity prices, including wheat and other grains, have surged, adding to inflationary pressures from supply chain disruptions and the rebound from the COVID-19 pandemic. Price shocks will have an impact worldwide, especially on poor households for whom food and fuel are a higher proportion of expenses. Should the conflict escalate, the economic damage will be all the more devastating, the statement read. The fund also said that the sanctions on Russia would substantially impact the global economic and financial markets, with significant spillovers to other countries. It further emphasized the need for fiscal policy to support the most vulnerable households to help offset rising living costs. It added that Ukraine has requested emergency financing of $1.4 billion under the IMF's rapid financing instrument to help in cushioning the economic effect of the war. On our sport news this morning, MOC trial for athletes won gets gold card, 12 wins silver. 4 athletes were awarded gold cards for emerging the most valuable athletes at the Andy Western Making of Champions MOC trials, which took place at the Uniben Sports Complex in Benin City, Edo State, at the weekend. The male recipients of the awards are Wilfred Awunusi and Oyentombra Ebido, while their female counterparts are Victoria Olani and Glory Aibuefedefe. Also, 12 athletes got silver cards, most promising athletes awards from MOC's track club head coach and Olympic medalist Deji Aliu. The male recipients are Victorian Gregorian and Emmanuel Jason, Tanotelye Agbawo and Okan Sunday, Ombo Wisdom and Popola Ifedayo, while the female recipients are Chika Bakunwe, Faith Osamuyi and Ewogo Eyo and Esther Mary, Glory Osakwe and Nse Kufanan. The top 3 finishers in each of the events were also presented medals and goodie bags for their effort. And the Western's Oil and Gas Corporate Communications Executive Shayo Jimmy Olusheye said that the desire of the company to assist the MOC in diverse discovering talent. We've seen a lot of young talents, and it excites me to see the next generation at these trials as they look up to a rewarding athletics future. For us, it's been a win. We've seen a lot of people, some of them from our host communities, as well we've seen some of them from Otu, Jeremy, Otudu, and many other communities. So it's been a good outing for us. It's our first time bringing them out for this kind of events. We've seen how exciting it's for them to discover the strength and talent they have. How the support to desire MOC to discover future champions will do the country proud in international competitions, he said. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're still on our breakfast news. On our health news this morning, IHVN restates commitment to HIV-free Nigeria. The Institute of Human Virology Nigeria has restated its commitment towards achieving an HIV-free Nigeria by the year 2030. The Chief Executive Officer of the Institute, Dr. Patrick Dakum, gave the assurance when, as featured on the news agency of Nigerian Forum. Dakum said the Institute was working in partnership with the National Agency for the Control of AIDS and the Federal Ministry of Health to achieve the global goal of 95. Nigeria is striving to meet the UNAIDS goal of 95 to 95 by 2030, which is a global target. He explained that it means that 95% of persons should be tested, 95% who tested positive are placed on treatment, and 95% achieve virus suppression, making the virus undetectable. According to him, the undetectable level of HIV depends on the kind of machine used, saying that the country has 1.8 million people living with the virus. The IHVN boss, who commended the country in general and NACA for containing the spread of the virus, said Nigeria has done pretty well and the government has been providing coordinating mechanism through NACA. If you look at what we have done in placing people in treatment, it is close to 500,000. The chief executive officer noted that the institute, in a bid to ensure a healthy Nigerian, tested about 13 million people. We have tested about 3.5 million pregnant women too, so it is wide. He affirmed the determination of the institute to support vulnerable groups, especially women and women. On entertainment news this morning, on our breakfast news, Nigeria not working due to extremely clueless leaders, actor Ugezu Jidefo. Nigerian actor Ugezu Jidefo has posted that Nigeria was not working due to a greedy and extremely clueless leaders. In an Instagram post on Sunday night, the Nollywood star noted that the Nigerian authorities should concentrate on strengthening its administrative bureaucracy, using the fuel scarcity bedeviling the country as an example. Jidefo noted that it was a shame for Nigerians to spend so much on refinery maintenance and still lack petrol products. He wrote, if the authorities in Nigeria will tell themselves the truth, they will concentrate on strengthening our administrative bureaucracy and stay away from business. Governments that work have no business in business. This government has reportedly spent $396 million on maintaining refineries and still we have no fuel. Shame. Nigeria is not working because of our leaders are greedy and extremely clueless. He added political lackeys should start defending their principles even when they know we are voicing the truth. I don't even respond to lackeys. The grace remain to calm is intact. And that will be that on our breakfast news. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're still on our breakfast news. Thank you for watching today's update on our latest news on AYOGEN online television. I want you to continue to subscribe on our YouTube channel on AYOGEN links and follow us and like our page respectively on Facebook and Instagram. I remain your host, Makonjola Oluwatosin Esther. Do have a very wonderful day.